Wondering what life is really like on Canada's wild and crazy West Coast? This podcast is all about the people, the places, and Vancouver Island time. Together, we'll explore this island paradise, a combination of ocean, city, and country living. We'll meet the fabulous locals such as the Fudge Fairy and the Chicken Lady, who have chosen Victoria and Vancouver Island as their home. And we'll learn what makes this place unique and special to those who live here. And now, your host of Vancouver Island Time, Jane Johnston.
Hi. Hi, everybody. It's Jane Johnston. I'm with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. Today, I'm here with Charmaine Allan. We're going to be talking about two areas. So the first is the Dallas Road. We're actually at Cattle Point, which is a popular area on Dallas Road. And the second is Swan Lake, which is an area that Charmaine lives in. So first of all, tell me, even though you live in Swan Lake, why did you choose to come down here to Dallas Road to do the interview today?
Well, this area, Dallas Road, being by the beach, is one of my favorite places to be in Victoria. And often I come down here to go for a walk with either by myself on a lunch break, or I'll come down and go for a walk with a friend, hang down at the beach. It's just a place that I find just really peaceful and relaxing and can get grounded.
So we'll show you a video of the view here. It's incredible. What do you normally see? Today is a very smoky day because of the fires up in the Okanagan, but what do you normally see when you're looking across the ocean here?
Well, there can be lots of boats and whale watching tours. On windy days, there can be not kayakers. Brave ones. The kiteboarding or parasailing. And there's usually lots of activities, a lot of people around, walking their dogs and just hanging out down here.
There's also people flying kites here, do you find?
Yes, there are kite flyers.
It's kind of cool. So what they do with the kiteboarding is it can be quite wavy here and windy, right? And so they're surfing along the waves and jumping up and down. Have you seen anybody take flight?
I have, yes. I think they're quite brave to do that. Courageous. I'm not sure if I'd be able to do it, but I've thought about it.
So what else is there to see and do along Dallas Road?
I'm not really sure. That's what I come down here for, just for a walk and hanging out. So
we're close to Cook Street Village, though, right?
Yes. Cook Street Village, there's Beacon Hill Park, close to downtown. There's the Breakwater, where you can go for a nice walk as well. So lots around this area.
And on Friday nights, I believe, they have the Breakwater Barge, which has a couple of bands that play. I haven't been out. I've heard it's quite nice. Have you been there?
I have. I haven't made it this year. Went a few times last year, but just been, just busy, but I haven't made it down this year.
So I hear it's right beside where the ferries come, or not the ferries, the cruise ships come in. Is it quite cool at night when you were there?
Can be a little windy and cool. It's lots of people around and lots of fun.
Cool. And the music good?
It is. It's good. Yeah, you want to get down early because sometimes with the bands, if you don't get down early enough, you're standing in line up and that's no fun.
Okay, so I know that you run your business out of this area, just in the Fairfield area. Any favorite places to eat down here that you would recommend to anybody visiting Victoria?
Bubby's Kitchen is a favorite, and there's a little Japanese restaurant in Cook Street Village. I don't remember the name of it, but they have really good food there. I often visit.
What does Bubby serve?
Oh, all sorts of yummy food. My favorite is their sesame chicken, and then often I go down to the Fairfield bakery. They have lunches and all sorts of yummy things down there. Yeah.
And sorry, you were going to say one more thing about another restaurant in Fairfield.
It was the Cottage Bakery on Fairfield Road. Yeah.
I love it. It's like authentic French, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it had closed, but was it closed and then reopened, or did I just hear wrong?
No, it's been open. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then what else? What other amenities in Cook Street that you like to take advantage of?
Starbucks and just around in the village.
It has a nice feel, that area, right?
Yeah, it's lovely.
So anybody from Toronto will know Toronto's made up of a series of small neighborhoods. I find it kind of reminds me of Forest Hill Village, where I lived in Toronto for a few years. Very central. Everything is there, right? Like there's a grocery store and a pharmacy and everything you need. Is there a liquor store there?
There is a liquor store. Yeah, they just opened up.
And there's a new apartment building going up there. There's a lot of character homes that are being renovated. And behind us, you can see there are a lot of old homes being renovated right on the ocean. So these are million-plus homes now. So you run your company out of Fairfield, right?
Yes, I run it out of Moss Healthcare Center on Moss Street. And it's a collaboration of other health practitioners, dentistry, massage, chiro, psychologists, naturopaths, and there's another esthetician there as well.
Yeah, and there's also a vet's place around there too, right at the corner of Moss. We're talking two different areas, Moss and Fairfield, though, right on the corner there.
Right, we're at Moss and May.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about the other area that you actually live in. So that's in the Swan Lake district. So Saanich East is just northwest of the city, and it's east of the highway. What do you like about that area?
Well, I love going for a walk around Swan Lake. It's my go-to for my morning run, and there's also the community gardens that are close by that I'll often go for an evening stroll around the gardens, and then it's close to Galloping Goose Trail. So,
anything you've seen in Swan Lake that's interesting? Like, and it has a little reserve in it, so like an eco center in there. Anything you've seen?
Usually see eagles and different ducks and birds and geese, and haven't really seen any beautiful birds around. Yeah.
I like one thing that I like about Victoria is it kind of has these little hidden treasures with parks all over the place. How did you discover those community gardens? Were you just walking by? Is it easily accessible?
Well, I have a view from them from my suite where I live, and so I love sitting and having breakfast and just looking at the gardens in the morning. It's quite beautiful.
Are those maintained by the community, or are they public?
I think you have to be a member because they don't really let anybody into the gardens, so I think you have to be a member. So there's different people caring for their gardens, and so yeah, it's fun watching it grow through the season.
So what about around there to eat? So if somebody's visiting with a friend or maybe staying in a bed and breakfast, that area, where would you recommend they go to eat?
Well, one of my favorite places is Yoshi Sushi. I love Japanese food. I tried the Big Wheel Burger. It was earlier this year, so I hadn't had a burger there. It's very good if you want a good fast food burger. And then, of course, there's Uptown. It's really close to where I live. There's Brown's Social House. And those are kind of the places that are pretty close to where I live.
Yeah, Brown's Social House has really taken off, don't you find?
Yeah, it's a great place to be. Lots of good food.
Yeah, so Uptown Mall just completed maybe, 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so they have a Whole Foods there?
They have, Whole Foods. They have a Walmart. They have shopping. They have the Brown Social House. They have kind of a little bit of everything.
Daycare?
I didn't know they had daycare.
They have daycare.
Kids. Okay.
Yeah, Best Buy. They have a really nice furniture shop there too. Urban Barn. Been in there?
Yes, I have been in there. Yeah.
I like to go in and just tease myself about what I'm going to possibly buy but never do. Okay. Right. So what about the Galloping Goose goes around there, right? Where you live?
Yes. Yeah.
And what do you find in terms of accessibility to different areas of the city from that location of Swan Lake?
Well, I can bike right from my place, bikes along the gorge, Selkirk Waterway, where one of the rowing clubs is, and go right into town. So that's kind of nice and convenient.
How long does that take?
From my place to Fairfield, 25 minutes.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's a really great bike ride.
And what about in the western communities? Do you get out there from where you live on the Goose?
Once in a while I've biked to Thetis Lake, but I haven't been any further than that. Yeah.
And tell us about Thetis Lake.
It's a great lake to swim in. It's nice and warm, and it gets really busy in the summertime, but there's lots of activity there. You can walk around the lake. It's another favorite place of mine to go to if I just want to get among the trees and have a good walk.
And it's quite a long walk, though, right?
Yeah, I think both lakes, it takes me about 40 minutes, and I usually feel pretty safe walking on my own or going with friends. Yeah.
A lot of teenagers go in the summer.
Yes, that's why I kind of avoid going to the beach there. I'll find another beach to go to that's a little quieter. Yeah.
So I find, coincidentally, there are people who are walking by us right now with dogs. I find that Victoria is very dog friendly, and there are off-leash parks, of which Thetis Lake is one of them when you're walking your dog. So what do you find about, what are your general impressions about Victoria as a whole? For someone who's visiting from afar, what would you say, why choose Victoria as a place to live?
Well, I don't want too many people moving here. Just kidding. It's beautiful. Yeah, I moved away once to Alberta for a few years, and my cousin said, "Why are you doing that?" And after a year or two and coming back home, it's a beautiful place. There's lots of outdoor activity. There's the ocean. There's lakes. There's so much to explore on Vancouver Island that I haven't even probably touched the tip of myself. So, yeah, there's lots to do here.
Okay, top 3 things that you would recommend people do on Vancouver Island outside of Victoria. Can you think of that?
Oh, well, I'm originally from Sauk, so there's lots of beautiful beaches out there. I love going out to Port Renfrew. There's great beaches and different hiking places out there.
Botanical Beach?
Botanical Beach, yeah. And there's French Beach, and there's Mystic and China Beach, and so that's kind of where those are some of my favorite places to go.
Some of those are hiking, and some of those are like, so China Beach you can stay over at. It actually has a camping ground.
Yes, yeah.
And how far away are those from Victoria?
I think China Beach is a good hour drive. Port Renfrew, I think an hour and a half, hour and 45, yeah.
I actually went there, so I went there a few weeks ago, and it was the first time I'd been back in 17 years. And I went with my family, with my kids. And I came out here from Toronto to teach one summer marine environmental science. And Botanical Beach was one of the places that we went to. And it's absolutely fabulous, don't you find?
At low tide, it's gorgeous, yeah. Yeah.
You can see, it's like walking through hundreds of aquariums. It's just beautiful sandstone. It's being carved out by these urchins and other rocks and all different sizes, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and Port Renfrew is really growing over the last few years as well.
Yeah, and you can stay. They have little cottages for rent. Seem quite quaint now.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There's actually a guy when you're coming back just before you get to Shirley that's a forager. Have you been to his forage? They have he does a little demonstration of how to forage. He makes metal feathers.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
Something to see and do next time. Okay, what about going up island the other way on the east coast of Vancouver Island?
I usually go to Cowichan Lake. There's lots to do around Cowichan, and Parksville is another beautiful place to go to as well.
So Cowichan, they have also the Cowichan River and the tubing. Have you done that?
I have not. One day I will.
I did. It's a lot of fun. So you buy an inner tube, and unfortunately when I did it, I had a bruise on my backside, and every time I went over a rock, I hit that one particular bruise. But what you do is hike up the river and then float down and then hike up the river. So we've been given a great overview of Vancouver Island, Southern Vancouver Island by Charmaine. Everything to see and do from downtown Victoria on the Dallas Road Trail to Swan Lake out to Sauk. So if you're interested in knowing more about real estate in Victoria, you can give me a call. I'm Jane Johnston with the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun. And stay tuned because we're going to be talking to Charmaine about her business, Luminesce Skin. And we'll be talking to her about why she chose Fairfield as an area in which to practice and how her business is different than other aesthetic industry businesses. And if you want more information about our program or you want to be a guest, please go to our website at vancouverislandtime.com and click on the bottom, be a guest, fill in the blanks, and we'd love to hear from you and hear your story about Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island Time is brought to you by the Briar Hill Group at RE/MAX Camosun, Victoria, where we bring local expertise and global presence to your property.
Hi again, everybody. It's Jane Johnson with the Briar Hill Group with RE/MAX Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. I'm here today with Charmaine Allan. She's going to be talking about her business, Luminesce Skin, and we're in the Fairfield area because this is where you practice out of. So why... First of all, tell us about your business. What is it that you do exactly?
I do advanced skincare treatments. I'm a skincare specialist, and I do facials and laser treatments for anything from sunspots to spider veins to skin tightening, and then I also do the eyebrow microblading.
What do you find is I imagine this is all subject to trends that come and go over time. What's the trend right now?
I think people are a little bit more conscious of looking after their skin, and I think it's something that people are putting a little bit more priority and just wanting to have healthy skin.
So I'm the worst candidate for this because here I am sitting. I drive around in a convertible in the summer and I'm outside all the time. I don't take care of my skin at all. So do you find, is it aging or is it lifestyle that ages skin prematurely? What are the causes of it?
Both. It's lifestyle and 70% lifestyle and then 30% natural that will age. So there's a lot that we can do to stay young and look young.
So when we recently went to a conference together, eWomen Network conference in Dallas, and you were talking about skincare and stuff like that. How are you different than other skincare specialists?
Well, I think what's important is to have the skin properly assessed, and when that's done, then people can have the right products. I personally believe people don't need to use a lot of products, just the right products, and I think that's where people get disappointed in things that they've bought. Maybe it hasn't been the right thing for them, or they don't realize that there's a difference between different active ingredients in products, and they may buy something and then it's not working as it was told to them or what it says on the bottle. And so there's a lot around the science of products, ingredients that can affect the skin in a positive way.
So when somebody comes, you're saying that you assess them. What is it that you're looking for?
Well, I discuss a little bit lifestyle, and mostly when I look a little closer at their skin, I can tell what's going on and what's needed for their skin. Yeah,
I'm feeling very self-conscious right now. Here I am, all trying to focus on you, and
the bright sun doesn't help.
So so I guess tell me about a regular appointment. So somebody comes in, what's a regular appointment with you?
I usually just find out what their goals are with their skin, what their concerns are, what they've been struggling with, and just listen to them around that, and find out what products that they're using, if there's anything that's worked for them. And then I do a skin analysis, so I look a little closer under a magnifying lamp and do my skin analysis that way. And always, people are a lot more critical on themselves than what's necessary. I think we're like that as human beings. And just make a prescription of what I'd recommend and give some education on healthy skin and how to protect it.
What about sunscreens? Off the counter sunscreens, what do you recommend? Because we're in an area where there's 3 months of solid sunshine here.
Yes, so we have the UVA rays 365 days out of the year, which UVA is what does most of the damage. So I'm a big promoter of non-chemical sunscreen, wearing it all year long. In the creams that I have, it has it in the creams. And the chemical sunscreens can break down the skin. The chemicals obviously aren't good for our oceans as well, so I'm a big promoter of not wearing any chemical sunscreens. Zinc and titanium are the two natural sunscreens.
So they would come in a cream format?
Yes. Yeah, they either come in a cream format or mineral powder.
So I found with the zinc, when I've put it on, it's kind of solid.
Yes. So the newer formulations, it's quite micronized. The problem with the mineral sunscreens, sometimes they can be thick, sticky, or oily. And so the newer sunscreens, they've perfected that, so it goes on nice. They will go on a little bit white, but once you rub it in, it blends in quite well. So,
I may be talking to you. Yeah. Okay. And in terms of, so I'm assuming, do you work with both men and women?
Yes. Yeah, I have both clients that come in. More men are wanting to look after their skin as well.
That's very interesting. Is that a new trend?
I think, yes, it's over the last number of years, but I think men are recognizing that they want to be either pampered or care for their skin as well. So
the newest thing is microblading. Yes. Do you find, so what's the age group of people coming in for microblading?
Kind of all ages. A lot of times it is a lot of older people that have lost their eyebrows, but it can be anywhere from age 30 to into their 60s. So it just depends. Everyone's eyebrows grow differently. I have my style is to do a little bit more of a natural approach that enhances people's face and just looks real natural on them.
So I went and got my eyebrows dyed the other day because with being in the sun all the time, they totally bleach out and I look like Guinan from Star Trek.
Right. Well, tinting is another option as well.
Yeah, and I felt like Groucho Marx. Do I look like Groucho Marx?
No, you look great.
Anyway, I guess the first time that you get it done, do people respond that way? Like, oh my God, look at my eyebrows.
If they look natural, I think people almost don't even really notice when something looks real natural. Something can look different about them, but you don't want anything sticking out too much.
Okay, what about eyelashes? So we'll just go down the face. So eyelashes, do you do eyelashes, or what do you recommend for people? Do you have like that serum or that people put on?
Yeah, I don't do lash extensions, but that is a good option. And I do have a lash growth serum that works quite well. And so that's usually what I recommend. That's what I prefer for myself. I've worn the lashes before, but I don't know, just going in. I'd rather go and spend my money on a massage or something like that. So with a lash growth serum, I find for myself, I only have to put on a very little bit of mascara and I've got nice long lashes from it.
Yeah, she does. They look really good. We should do a close-up of your eyelashes. Okay. Oily area here. How to take care of that?
Well, there's different serums that you can have put on to reduce the oil secretion. There's mattifying serum or a retinol. A low-dose retinol can regulate the oil glands. Hydrofacial is really great for cleaning out the pores and that sort of thing.
Is a hydrofacial, what's the process for that, actually?
Well, hydrofacial is a newer version of microdermabrasion. It's done with different serums, a very light peel to clean out the pores and do an exfoliation on the skin. And then we put different serums on to either treat or nourish the skin. And then the last one is the one to hydrate. It's what brings a nice glow to the skin, and it's a very popular treatment.
Do you recommend that after a vacation where someone's been out in the sun or after the summer?
Well, it can be done anytime. Seasonally is always a good time to do a facial, but for sure after you've been in the sun a lot or a holiday, that sort of thing.
Are there any treatments that, I'm asking lots of personal questions because I don't know anything about this business, but are there any treatments where you think, okay, after you get the treatment, you do not go out in public for a few days because, your face might be inflamed or anything like that?
Well, with hydrofacial, you are a little pink for half an hour to an hour. I do some other advanced treatments. I do microneedling, which, yes, you are pretty red, just as though you've had a bit of a sunburn look. And so you're red for a few days. You can cover it up with mineral powder the next day, but you're pretty red. That treatment is used for either acne scarring, so it works really quite well with that, stretch marks for on the body, and also an anti-aging treatment to reduce fine lines and wrinkles as well. People really love the results of that.
What about for rosacea? That's a big hot topic on people.
Rosacea, I do usually get them on rosacea skincare line, and then laser genesis is a really great treatment. Get really good results with any of the treatments that I do. They're not aggressive treatments; it's more progressive. So I always say slow and steady wins the race, and unfortunately, everyone always wants instant results. But over a few months, people can really start to see a difference in their skin. And I do before and after photos, which is really helpful because sometimes when there's slow changes in the skin over a couple months, people don't always see that themselves in the mirror, and then when they see the before and after photo, it really shows the change in their skin.
What about for facial hair?
Facial hair, I don't do anything for facial hair, but there are, either waxing, or a lot of places do dermaplaning for facial hair. And, well, I do laser hair removal for darker hair as well, yeah.
Okay, lips.
Lips, I don't do any injections for lips, yeah.
Recommend any makeup for lips, lipsticks?
Well, I use the Glow Mineral makeup line, and so we carry the lip colors from that. And you do get a little bit of lip plumping from laser genesis, but if people want enhanced lips, it's probably better to go somewhere else.
I always think that looks funny, don't you?
It does. I'm not a big fan of it, but I think what happens is people, they get a little bit done, and then they want a little more, and yeah.
Yeah, I was looking online yesterday at people who've had some work done, and you look at the before of a beautiful woman and then the after, and really they're going for this ideal look, and in the end they all look the same. They're not individuals. So I find that do you find, are people trying to achieve that? What is their objective when they're coming to visit with you? Is it because they're looking to achieve a beauty objective, or they're dealing with an issue?
Well, I'm a real promoter of enhancing natural beauty, and there's a lot of things that you can do in a subtle way. And I think, women that of age, when they have nice, healthy, glowing skin, and look after themselves, that outshines any of the artificial stuff.
I like that philosophy. Okay, what about hormones? So teenagers and also men and women going through changes later on in life, i.e. hot flashes and stuff like that, where things are changing up.
Well, that's usually where I turn it over to the naturopaths. That's kind of out of my realm. So often I'll work with, there's a couple naturopaths at Moss, and there's another naturopath that I work with that she specializes in dermatology issues. So that's kind of out of my realm.
Out of your realm. But do people start breaking out after, like, when those hormones are happening?
Yes, it can cause acne, adult acne, which is not always fun at age 40 or 50. But there's lots that I can do to help them with the breakouts as well. So
about where you work. So you work in you don't work in what I would say is a regular aesthetics office. You work in a kind of a holistic community, right?
Yeah, it's Moss Healthcare. There's naturopaths, there's psychologists, there's chiro, massage, and there's dentistry. It's a really awesome group of people that work at Moss Healthcare. So we all sort of collaborate together, and it's a great kind of one-stop shop for people.
So if people want to get in touch with you, because we are coming to the end of our interview, are you surprised?
Yes, it went by very fast because I was very nervous.
So if people want to get in touch with you, first of all, what's your location, what's your website, and what's your number?
My website is luminesceskin.com, and my phone number is 250-661-7994, and I'm located at Moss Healthcare Center.
Great. If you have any questions that you want to talk to Charmaine about, give her a call. If you want to visit her website and book, can they book online?
Yes.
You can book online. And if you have any questions about the Fairfield area, get in touch with me. I'm Jane Johnston with the Bar Hill Group at Remax Camosun and host of Vancouver Island Time. We'd love to hear your story about your area. So you can visit us at Vancouver Island Time. We're also on Facebook as Vancouver Island Time. And you can find us on your podcasts wherever you subscribe. So tune in and welcome to the neighborhood. Have a great day.
Welcome to the neighborhood. We hope you have had some insight into West Coast living. If you know of someone or someplace that should be highlighted in our podcast, we love to hear from you. Please go to VancouverIslandTime.com and click on our Connect button. See you next week on Vancouver Island Time with Jane Johnston.